What's up, boxing fans? It's your boy Daryl Wentworth, DJ, coming to you straight from St. Louis with my prediction and analysis on the upcoming fight between Devon Alexander the Great versus Junior the Hitter Witter. This fight is going to take place on August 1st in Palm Springs, California, and will be shown live on Showtime television. I've been reading a lot of blogs, going through the internet, doing a little research, and it seems as though the so-called experts are leaning towards Junior the Hitter Witter due to his experience. It doesn't seem like most experts are giving Devon Alexander too much of a chance due to his experience. What I think this fight is going to come down to is who wants it the most. I believe that Devon is going to win this fight. I think that what it's going to come down to is who wants it the most. I think Devon's pace is going to be too much for the veteran to handle. Let me just step back a minute. The best way to kind of analyze this prediction is to go over both guys' resume. Start with Junior the Hitter Witter. He's a veteran. He's 35 years old, has a lot of ring savviness, and has had some major fights. Devon Alexander is the next superstar in the sport, I believe. He has youth on his side, a lot of ring intelligence, speed, and he has a lot of good pop in his punches. I feel like those punches that pop is underestimated. He also was an amateur standout. His amateur record stands at 290 with 5 losses. He's fought all over the world. He was on Team USA, so he has a substantial and a distinguished amateur record. Let's talk about these two guys in the major fights that they've had. Junior the Hitter Witter has had 4 major fights. His opponents were Zab Judah, Kotelnik, Chop Chop Corley, and Tim Bradley. In the fights with Zab Judah and Tim Bradley, Junior the Hitter Witter, he lost those fights. In the fights with Kotelnik, he won by decision. And in the fight with Chop Chop Corley, he also won by decision. Those 2 decisions were close. On the other hand, arguably one could say that Devon has only had 2 major fights. But there's a big difference in those fights. Devon did not lose a round in either of those fights. The one fight was against Miguel Calise. Didn't lose a round, totally dominated. The fight before that was against Chop Chop Corley, in which Devon completely dominated. Did not lose a round in Madison Square Garden on a big stage, and the young guy did not flinch. So I think his record speaks for itself. And let's also talk about who's Devon's fought and who he has not fought and why. Devon has put out challenges to several of the marquee fighters. He's challenged Zab Judah. He was denied. He challenged Nate Campbell. He was denied. That was a fight that HBO was more than willing to make. But Nate Campbell chose not to fight him. He also challenged Victor Ortiz. He declined. He challenged Tim Bradley. As a matter of fact, Devon was the #1 and the mandatory challenger for the WBC belt that Tim Bradley held. Tim Bradley went so far as to relinquish that belt to avoid fighting Devon Alexander. He relinquished the WBC belt and instead kept the WBO belt. So I think if you look at it from a boxing insider standpoint, and you look at why those guys chose not to fight Alexander the Great, there's a lot that you can read into that, especially in the Bradley situation. Devon has really dominated in these previous two fights, his two major fights. And I think the world is about to see, he's really about to shock the world. And when he does beat Junior the Hitter Witter, his team is going to have several viable options that's going to really put him on the map, on that worldwide map. The first of which is a title defense against, is what I would like to see, is a title defense against Zab Super Judah. If you all may recall that Zab Judah came into St. Louis in a fight that had the distinction of having the second largest indoor arena crowd in the history of boxing and be the hometown favorite, Corey, the Next Generation Spinks. So this Zab Judah fight, this Alexander Zab Judah fight would be a big fight in the boxing world, but a huge fight in St. Louis. St. Louis has already shown that they will come out in record numbers to support their hometown guy. So that would be a fight that I would like to see. You know, St. Louis would really love to see Zab Judah stretched out on the canvas by one of Devon's lefts, or rights for that matter. Another fight that would be a huge fight, and it should be easy to make, would be an Alexander versus Mark Antonio Barrera fight. That would be a nice fight. Both fighters are from the Don King camp. It would put the young, flashy, newly crowned champion in Devon Alexander against the Mexican legend Mark Antonio Barrera. That would be another lovely fight to see. HBO and Showtime have put a lot of marketing dollars in looking for the future of boxing, the next big thing in boxing. I think they will have no problem with this young, handsome, well-spoken fighting machine, lean, mean fighting machine in Devon Alexander. That's my prediction, guys. Leave your comments. I'll comment back. And on August the 1st, I think we're all going to watch Devon Alexander the Great shock the world and either knock Junior Witter the Hitter out or win by unanimous decision. Witter DJ signing out. Shoot your comments. I'll be looking forward to them. I hope everybody watches the fight. And we'll see.